Welcome back to Real Family Secrets. Grab your snacks, get comfortable. The people in these stories had every chance to behave themselves. They just chose wrong. Drop a comment and be sure to subscribe. You're going to love it here. My name is Mira Stone. 8 years ago, my mother handed my sister a check for $1 million in front of the entire family, then told me to move out within 2 weeks. 5 years later, that same family came looking for the company I'd built from a Honda Civic and tried to use my own name to take it. I grew up in Harlow, a small coastal town where my mother, Lorraine Stone, ran the family the way she ran everything, with favorites and consequences. My sister Maddie was the favorite. I was the one who never quite fit. When our grandmother passed and left the family 62 acres, Mom gave Maddie the money to build her dream wedding venue there. Me, she handed a deadline, 2 weeks to find my own place. No explanation beyond, you'll figure it out, you always do. I was 24. I had a business degree and no plan. I found a cheap apartment near the docks and started doing taxes for anyone who'd pay me. Fishermen, bait shop owners, men who kept receipts in tackle boxes and hated the government more than they hated paperwork. My first real client was a shrimp boat captain named Gus. It took me 9 days to sort through his mess. Underneath diesel receipts and a sandwich I do not wish to discuss, I found 3 years of missed fuel tax credits and unclaimed depreciation. He got $9,000 back. Gus looked at my invoice, which I'd written small because I was scared of him, and said the thing that built my business. This number's wrong. You charge too little. Fix that, or I'll tell everyone you're cheap instead of good. He paid me double and told the whole dock anyway. Within a month, I had the bait shop, the ice house, 2 charter captains, all shoebox men, all suddenly telling each other about the quiet girl who fights the government with a calculator. Meanwhile, news from Harlow arrived through my cousin Jenna, who texted like a police scanner. Maddie fired the second contractor, says he didn't understand the vision. They flew in a lighting designer from Nashville for the chicken coop. It's a bridal suite now. I felt 2 things reading those texts, and I'll be honest about both. The first was cold professional dread. I knew burn rates, and the math had a smell to it. The second was smaller and uglier. They chose this over me. Year 2 into my business, I rented my first real office above a bait and tackle shop. The day I moved in, an envelope arrived, forwarded from my old address, a Schedule K1 from Stone Family Holdings, LLC. My name still listed as a 20% member. 0 distributions, of course. I'd never seen a dime, but there was my name, riding along in their tax filings like a passenger they'd forgotten in the back seat. Except you don't forget a passenger for 2 years. You keep her because she's useful. I wrote my first certified letter that week. Formal demand, membership withdrawal, respond within 30 days. I mailed it to my mother as registered agent. 11 days later, the envelope came back stamped refused. Not unclaimed, refused. She had looked at my name on that envelope at a post office counter in front of a clerk and said no. I want you to sit with the strangeness of that. This is a woman who told the entire town I'd abandoned my family. And when my actual name arrived asking to be released, she pushed it back across the counter like a bad check. I filed the refused envelope next to the green receipt card, label out, where I could see it every day. My folder was getting thicker. I hated how ready I was. That spring, I landed the account that changed my weight class, the Harbor Group. 4 restaurants under one owner, Rosa DeLuca, with 12 sets of books between the restaurants, a food truck, and the catering arm. By year 5, I had 11 employees, a real office with a real window, and a reputation that stretched 2 counties beyond Harlow. I still hadn't gotten my name off that LLC. Then, 5 years after that first refused letter, my mother called. Not Jenna's text this time. My mother, directly, for the first time since the day she'd told me to pack. Mira, she said, we need your help. There's a tax situation with the venue. The state's auditing Stone Family Holdings, and your name is still on the filing as a 20% member. Pun. I sat with that for a long moment. The audit wasn't a coincidence. My name, kept on those documents against my repeated written requests, had made me legally entangled in whatever mess Maddie's venue had become. You refused my withdrawal letter, I said. Twice, if I remember the certified receipts correctly. That was a misunderstanding, Lorraine said. Mira, please. If the state comes after the LLC's members, that includes you. You have the expertise to fix this. We need you to look at the books. You mean you need me to fix 5 years of mismanagement using an ownership stake you refused to let me give back? I agreed to look at the books on one condition: full withdrawal from the LLC, notarized, filed with the state, effective immediately, regardless of what I found in the audit. What I found took 2 weeks to fully untangle. Maddie's venue was $1.4 million in debt, most of it undisclosed to the bank that had extended their construction loan. The chicken coop bridal suite alone had cost more than the entire original wedding budget I'd heard about years earlier. I handed my mother a complete report, my formal withdrawal papers attached, and a bill for my consulting time, payable, I specified, before I would release any further documentation. "You're going to charge us?" Maddie asked, when she finally called herself, her voice smaller than I remembered it being in years. "I charge everyone," I said. "That's how this works. You could have called me 5 years ago as a sister asking for help. You called me now as a business owner needing a service. I'm happy to provide the service." The venue closed 18 months later, sold at a loss to cover the debt. My name came off the LLC the same week I delivered the audit findings. My mother didn't refuse the paperwork this time. I run a firm with 11 employees now, respected across 2 counties, built entirely from 9 days spent untangling a shrimp captain's tackle box. I don't speak to my mother often. Jenna still texts occasionally, though the updates are quieter now. No marble, no Nashville lighting designers, just the ordinary, humbled rhythm of a family finally living within its means. If this story moved you, subscribe for more real family stories, and tell us in the comments, would you have charged them too?
You walking, laughing with your friends, whole room starts moving to your tempo. Yeah, your tempo. Yeah. Phone keys buzzing, but you got my focus. Name on my tongue like a favorite song. Sneakers on, hair a little messy. Still you hit different from everyone around. You spin the check, still my spot on purpose. Say I've been hiding from the fun too long. You flip the script, flip my day in seconds. Turn routine into a sing-along. Yeah. You say stop playing, come closer. I feel the drum line in my chest. Every word you drop is pressure. Got me trying to do my best. Let's crank the volume till the neighbors learn your name. Let the rhythm trace the outline of your frame. Every little move you make rewrites my day. We turn this simple moment to a wave. You say you're busy, but you never miss my calls. We keep on talking through the late AM. You send a picture with no warning. Now every beat I build starts with you again. You like to tease and cut the distance. Pull on my hoodie, drag me to the floor. You say don't overthink this moment. Just sing it like you never did before. We don't need a stage for this feeling. Yeah. Living room can be our world all day. You turn my doubts in the back and vocal. Yeah. Lift me up and keep my timing straight. So let's crank the volume till the neighbors land. Let the rhythm trace the outline of your frame. Every little move you make rewrites my day. We turn this simple moment to a wave. If tomorrow tries to pull you far from me, you walking, laughing with your friends, whole room start moving to your tempo. Oh no. Yeah, tempo. Yeah. Phone keys buzzing, but you got my focus. Name on my tongue like a favorite song. Sneakers on, hair a little messy. Still you hit different from everyone around. You spin the check, still my spot on purpose. Say I've been hiding from the fun too long. You flip the script, flip my day in seconds. Turn routine into a sing-along. Yeah. You say stop playing, come closer. I feel the drum line in my chest. Every word you drop is pressure. Got me trying to do my best. Let's crank the volume till the neighbors learn your name. Let the rhythm trace the outline of your frame. Every little move you make rewrites my day. We turn this simple moment to a wave. Oh, you say you're busy, but you never miss my calls. We keep on talking through the late AM. You send a picture with no warning. Now every beat I build starts with you again. You like to tease and cut the distance. Pull on my hoodie, drag me to the floor. You say don't overthink this moment. Just sing it like you never did before. don't need a stage for this feeling. Yeah, living room can be our world tour. Yeah, you turn my doubts into backing vocals. Yeah, lift me up and keep my timing straight. So let's crank the volume till the neighbors learn. Let the rhythm trace the outline of your frame. Every little move you make rewrites my day. We turn this simple moment to a wave. If tomorrow tries to pull you far from me, I'll lace my melody into your routine. You laugh, you lean and say, don't forget this sound. Now every beat I chase is where you're found on. Every beat I chase is where you're found.